And we're back for another episode of From the Inside. I nearly forgot the name of the show.
Yeah, I guess because you don't didn't post last week. Not happy about it, man.
Yeah, no, it was just a bit of a on both parts. On both parts was a bit of a poor effort. But I think from here on out we'll just smash it out.
Yeah, like that idea.
Yeah.
Like that idea.
So straight off the bat, come off a big UFC main event on the weekend.
Big one, man. Big, huge.
Usman got the win over his former, I don't know if they're current or former teammates.
You'd say former.
Yeah, former
Definitely.
teammates. A lot of emotion riding on this fight.
Yeah, you seen it at the end.
Yeah,
A lot
and it
of
was,
it. Even
yeah.
at the start, really.
Yeah, like
it was all sort of like cool until like that. Really, Usman got called out.
yeah,
Yeah, and I found it strange with the whole I don't know if anyone else noticed the Nigerian flag on Burns.
yeah,
I don't know if that was like a disrespect or a respect thing. I don't know.
yeah. Maybe I don't. Yeah, that's.
I found that very strange. We
Yeah,
were
'cause
trying to,
yeah.
when we were watching, because we watched it together, and we were trying to sort of work that out. And I was sort of like, why does he have Nigeria on his shirt? You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe it was just a little mind game. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Or, it could have been a sign of respect, you know what
Yeah,
I mean? Just,
all that.
give love, I don't know.
But going into the fight itself, we'll touch on the rest of the card in a bit. Straight off the bat, Burns was just laying some bombs, man.
I mean, that's to me, like, I know Burns quite well, like, as a fighter, obviously training with him. I was training with him a fair bit, and that's him. He's explosive. He's just so, like, devastating as a fighter. And I said that going into that fight. I said, where Burns will win this fight is early and with, like, wildfire.
Mm-hmm.
And, and he done a great job. And I don't know if he, like, both of them, I felt like in the first, Burns caught him and, like, it was almost like he respected him too much to finish him.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I was respecting him as a friend or respecting him as, I know you're good, man. I know you're not done there. And then same with when Kamaru did it in the second. They both sort of like a bit more like hesitant about finishing each other, And then by the third, obviously, Kamaru did his job. But yeah, I found that quite strange. So I thought Burns would have sort of swarmed in a bit more and try to really finish him. But he sort of took his foot off the pedal there. And I mean, in credit, you got to give it to Kamaru, man. Fucking just the mindset on that guy is ridiculous.
That when the tide really turned in the second round, and you just seen the look and that it's just step forward, jab, just stayed
simple,
behind the
man.
jab.
Simple.
Yeah, and then in that third round, it just showed, man, that jab that Usman has, man, is just devastating, man.
Yeah. I know, I can't, just to see someone like Gilbert Burns so strong, man, and to get dropped off a jab, man, it was like, and it wasn't just dropped, it was like, boom, like he got hit with like a big, power shot, and it was like, scary, but it's not, but the funny thing is, I find with Kamaru Usman, him and Tyron Woodley, they're like two of the most underrated world champions. Like the world hates on them. Like people and I'm not ragging on any of them, but Sugar O'Malley's got way more credit than Kamaru. I feel amongst the common fan, people will talk about Sugar Shane, he's sick, and then then you be like, what do you think of Kamaru? Who? Or he's all right.
Yeah, so going back to the second round when Usman was just fighting behind that jab, it was just devastating blows, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I liked about it, until he can do it from both sides of his body, like he can jab off the right.
Yeah,
jab off
you
the
saw him
left.
switching his stance up.
He's, but it's scary to think. Like I was saying, he's so underrated amongst the common fan, amongst the common people.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's handling it better than Woodley did, because I believe that was what Woodley's downfall was. He just so badly wanted to be appreciated like a Conor McGregor and a John Jones that he sort of ruined his career. You know what I mean? And I feel like it was one of the biggest things, like his mindset changed. Like he got bitter at the game, bitter at the sport, bitter at UFC, where, Kamaru, you can just see him on the weekend, he just such just doesn't care, man, comes in.
I think I saw some of the post-fight press conference with Usman, and they asked him, what was, put some respect on my name, and he kept saying that after this fight, who was that intended at? And Usman was just kind of like saying, everybody, man, put respect on my name. And for me, I'll get a bit of Tyron Woodley out of that.
Yeah.
He's angry.
That's what I'm
because
saying.
He's not getting
that was my point, but I think Kamaru's has learnt from Woodley.
Yeah.
He's like saying, man, respect my name, and he has every right to say it. I would say it if I was him too,
Yeah.
even though I know about the Woodley saga. But at the same time, he's so focused like, but if you ain't going to respect me, it's cool, man, because I'm just going to get and do my job.
Yeah.
I'm going to bust anyone you put in front of me, man. And he's been doing it, man. And sleep on him. It's fine, bro.
I really hope to see Woodley not Woodley, Usman just get in there like constantly, just after fight, after fight, and just let his performance do the talking.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Woodley more so, he pushed so much to get recognition. Yeah. Whereas by the end of it, it was like, man, then he fought Usman, and then he was just see you later.
See you later. He's really dropped off the scene and become almost obsolete now. You know what I mean? And Joe Rogan said a good point in the fight after he goes in. Who's next? Like for Kamaru Usman, who is next? There's no one in there.
Yeah, my boy.
Like I really believe the next fight, if you want to make a real fight for him, is Covington. You got to bring him back. That was a good fight.
Yeah. Who's Covington got next? It's not Leon Edwards, is it?
No. I don't even know if he's. I haven't heard his rule. I haven't really heard his name since that loss. They really put him on the back burner.
Leon Edwards.
They are.
Well, Colby, Leon Edwards being considered.
Yeah, exactly.
Which that would be a good fight.
That would be a good fight. Well, that's the thing. And that's another name they also brought up, was that Leon Edwards. But fuck, man, when's the last time he fought, man?
He's had a fucking rough go, man.
Yeah, he's just had he's had a hard, man. Yeah. He just can't
just get in there, man. Just do something.
He was meant to fight Woodley in England. Yeah. That got cancelled due to COVID. Then he was meant to fight that Shemaev.
Hamzat,
yeah, twice was being cancelled now. So, you know what I mean? So it's definitely got to be one of those two. Yeah. I think Usman's smart now. Like, call Masvidal, because you're going to beat him. He's easy. He's an easy win for Usman. And it's payday. Yeah. So why not, man? Quickly get in there, get your money, make some dough. I think Usman's smart like that.
I think both ways here, it's a win-win.
Yeah.
I think Masvidal takes that fight, it's a title fight. He's kind of like the easy route around to get to the title. He gets his shot, gets his full fight camp this time. And obviously he's always got a chance. Anyone's always got a chance in there. But I just think Usman, he's almost like Khabib level now. Yeah. Whereas who's next? Like who's going to beat this guy? Like, I don't see anybody in that division beating this guy.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe give Hamzat maybe a couple years, but again, I just don't see. I think IQ.
I mean, personally, you can't even put him in the argument if you ask me, because I mean, what is it? What's he done?
I know.
Besides being an internet sensation, what's he done?
Well, not an internet sensation, just the work that he's done in the last.
Once again, against who?
I know it's not. But you
beat Leon Edwards, and then I'd be impressed.
But you got to remember, he's got to come through the ranks.
Agreed, but I'm saying exactly, he's got to come through the ranks. So he's got to come through the ranks,
but he's done like what is it?
He fought three times in
the year, and it was like, didn't go past the first round.
Yeah, no, I'm not. But once again, it's an internet. It's a stat thing.
But it's not an internet sensation. So to say, internet sensations is Logan and Jake Pauls. Those are internet sensations.
I don't know. I feel like they are. Those guys.
I just think it's his
I know
writing
what you're saying.
his writing.
Don't get me wrong. He's a very talented fighter. I think he deserves to be in there fighting Leon Edwards. Like he deserved his shot. But a title shot, no.
No, I'm not saying title shot, but I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, you did say give him a couple of years. So yeah, he's a guy that could be looked at in the future. But he's just obviously got to prove himself.
But right now, man, I don't see Darren Till. Well, I think Darren Till's moved up now.
Who's Darren Till fighting? He has moved up. But who's he fighting next?
He
recently got announced. Yeah. He's fighting the Italian.
Marvin
Vittori. Yeah, he's fighting him.
Yeah.
That'd be a good fight.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I still can't believe how he would make 170.
Who?
Taryn Till.
Well, he's not. He's at 185 now.
Yeah, now, but before, big boy, man.
Those motherfuckers doing some crazy shit to their bodies, man. And
other than that, you got Wonder Boy.
Wonder Boy's a freaky one, man. He's a crazy one.
Stylistically,
man.
It's who he comes up against. If he's gonna do well.
That'd be a good. That's a good one, man. That's a good wild card, man. Who did he fight last? He fought I can't remember his name, but he pieced him up, man. What Wonder Boy did to that guy was a clinic, man. It was a clinic. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Jeff Neal, yeah, that's it, man. He put some work into him, man. It was I was very impressed by watching that. So
And,
hey,
and his style as well is so cool to watch, man.
yeah,
A real bouncy in and out.
I don't think he's ever been taken down in his UFC.
Really?
I remember in the last fight, he's like pretty much got 100% takedown defense.
Yeah.
So that would make, I think, that a very difficult fight for Usman.
Another one is he's like got to give him credit as well because he's always remained there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's never like dropped off. I mean, the only time he really took a massive hit was when he lost to Pettis.
Yeah.
And even that he was dominating the fight and he just got caught. You know what I mean? So.
But yeah, even the fights between him and Woodley.
Yeah.
Just like
good fights, man. Very
fights,
tactical. Very tactical fights, man. So. We'll see.
Again, I think Usman just kind of put that welterweight division now on lock. Is like, what's next? It's almost like the middleweight with Adesanya.
Yeah.
What's next?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
well, I did see someone put up. There was someone saying, putting Usman against Whitaker. About talking about him going up to 185.
Yeah.
So I get that. It's a credit to him. He's just dominated his division so much that it's like.
But it's almost like is the respect between the two Nigerian, Adesanya and Usman, is the respect there too much?
I know what you said, but in saying that, with Adesanya going up, does he come back down?
I'd assume so.
Yeah, I assume so as well. I'm just saying, it was just someone put that up. It was just really a rumor at the end of the day. But yeah, no, Kamaru Usman, people better start respecting him, man. Like, because if you don't, he's just going to be in front of you. He's going to beat the hell out of you, you know what I mean?
The other fights before the women's fight, the Mexican chick, Grasso,
I
think her name was.
Yeah.
She got work done. She done work and got her win. So that's another one to throw in.
I wasn't able to see that fight. I seen bits and pieces of the Kevin Gastelum fight.
Yeah, the Gastelum fight before was good, man. Like, I think Gastelum now,
it just shows levels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the thing. I think a lot of people, and that's why promoters do a good job of. They can promote a fight. But I sort of, in my head, I was like, I don't see this guy beating, like, Kevin Gastelum. Like, he stood in front of Adesanya for 5 rounds and nearly beat him.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy, Hanish, you've never really heard of him, you know what I mean? Like, who you beat. That's what I mean by that Shemaev.
Yeah.
You got to beat someone, man. Yeah. Prove that you can beat him. Show us. You know what I mean? Okay, he didn't beat Adesanya, man, but he's the only guy that ever, like, busted Adesanya up. So...
In a fight, is it easy to pick somebody up into the air?
No, it never is.
Because the amount of times Gastelum done it.
Yeah, but Gastelum's a good fighter and a good wrestler, and he's also got a great advantage. He's short, but when you're a short wrestler, like, you're very dangerous in MMA because you're so you can get underneath someone so quick and fast, man.
Yeah,
because
I was like watching him, like, dude, he's just lifting this guy in the air constantly.
Yeah,
getting under him, but just getting him in the air and taking him down. I was like, it's almost like showboating. Yeah, to the point, like the amount of times he was doing it.
Yeah.
And you can tell that, like, Heinisch guy was just getting frustrated, man. He was like, man, this guy keeps like.
But it's levels. It's levels, man. Steps. And in that fight, like I said, I only seen bits and pieces. I was busy watching Subs World live at 3 o'clock concert, but I was watching in between, and Kevin just looked like he was always a step ahead. Yeah. Every time Ian Heinisch, whatever his name is, would throw a move, Kevin would always have an answer. Straight back, and he just constantly kept stopping his momentum to me. So that's what I felt happened with that fight. Yeah,
so again, it's because Adesanya has that division on lock, Gastelum will probably fight again another top 10 guy. Who knows? Yeah. But it would be good to get him up there. But again, I don't want to see do you want to see the Gastelum Adesanya fight again? It was a good fight, the first one, but...
I mean, if there's nothing else, of course. I mean, really, who else would be in line? I mean, like we said, obviously, if what's-his-name beats Till, what's-his-name, the Italian? Vittori beats Till, does he mount a case for a shot? So it's really,
Yeah, that middleweight division.
But then you've also got Whitaker. He's still there.
But again,
who's Whitaker got? He's got Costa. That's going to be a good fight. Costa. That's going to be a good fight. Then you got those two. Costa, you got to admit, he has to do some work to get back where he was.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, you got all of these guys there, and then Adesanya's just pieced them. All of them. Just.
And then, you know what I mean? That's what John Jones is like. Adesanya's like. You've beaten all these names. Yeah. And like Khabib, that's what makes those guys. I think that's why you'll see him as the greatest. Yeah. Because there's so many good guys in that division, but yet there's just one guy that just stands above them all. Yeah. And it's just that's what's scary about it. So, Yeah, Adesanya's a freak, man.
And then the other fights, you had Ricky Simone beat Kelleher, Brian Kelleher.
Yeah, I can't remember the name, but the bold fella.
Yeah, the bold fella. Again,
yeah, Ricky Simone, he was good, man.
Yeah.
He was sick, bro.
Yeah.
And that first round really set the pace, and then I think that Kelly had a good second, but that was it. Then he
it was like Ricky Simone was just like flowing.
Yeah,
almost
yeah,
like he would just drop his level, bang.
Yeah.
Like it was
his level change was really good, man. In that, especially in that first.
And then the fight before was the Irish Mexican dude, whatever he is. I don't know if he's Irish. He had Julian Marquez.
Oh yeah,
over there.
The missile crisis.
Yeah,
that was a good fight. That was a really entertaining fight.
Yeah, so that was the majority of the card.
That was the main card. So the
main
fights.
card. I didn't watch any of the prelims or anything like that.
Neither did I.
Belal Muhammad was the early one I watched.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. No.
Moving on, then we got this week. I believe it's Blades Lewis, Curtis Blades and Derek Lewis in the UFC this weekend.
Big fight for Blades. He really needs to win that fight, you know what I mean? Because he wants that shot at the title, but once again, he's a guy that needs to prove. Yeah. He needs to prove that he can sort of take some big names out. So it's a big fight for him.
Pretty much just, I mean, you got Charles Rosa fighting. Alexei Olenek, who's done it forever.
Oh, yeah. Or was it you that told me that he's been the only guy since the 90s?
The only guys are still active today. That's
what about Overeem and Arlovsky?
It was Overeem 90s?
I don't know. I'm asking. I don't really know.
I'm not too sure.
Old school guys, man. Yeah. I seen on that card there, they've got also one of my boys, Phil Hawes.
Alexei Olenek. First pro fight, 96. I was 3 years old.
I was 5.
Like, that's crazy to think that these guys are still doing it, man. Yeah. It's crazy. And Olenek took out Fabricio Verdum, I think, in his last fight.
Did he?
Yeah.
He's a good fighter, man. I've watched him. He's just fucking durable. Yeah. Like nothing exciting, but durable as hell, man.
Just takes shots, like massive shots.
And he's good. He's good on the ground, man. Very good on the ground.
Yeah, so he took out Fabricio Verdum, then he lost to Derek Lewis. But still, it's decent for his age, man. Yeah. So it's pretty good.
Before we move on, because I want to, now that you said Verdum, just quickly, I just want to that Phil Hawes' fight and go back to the card. On the last one, the first fight.
Nasruddin Imavov. Yeah,
so he's from Sanford, so shout out to Phil. He's been putting some work, man. He's got a scary record, man. He gets in there. I don't think he fucking is going past a minute. He goes in there and blasts people out, man. Kills them. He's a powerful, very strong, quadzilla, I call him, because he's got these fucking quads, bro. I don't want to mess with that shit. But speaking about Verdum, PFL, they've announced their Grand Prix, their tournaments. They've got a heavyweight. I've seen light heavyweight and also a welterweight. They got, I don't know, to me, PFL, I mean, they're a brand they're coming up, but they're getting marquee guys, and then they're fighting them against, average guys. Like, if you go to the heavyweight division, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like, Fabricio Verdum is the only name in there that's, like, ever been heard of. And then you got the other name in there is Kamaru Usman's brother, and I don't even think he has. I don't even know how many fights he's had.
They got Muhammad Usman, Fabricio Verdum. Yeah, I don't know anybody else in there.
So they got Verdum, who's in there. Then they've got the champion is Ali Isav.
Ali Isaev.
Justin Willis, he's from the UFC. He fought Mark Hunt here in Adelaide. But I mean, even him, he's not too bad. You wouldn't write him off.
So I'm not too sure.
So yeah, you got Verdum in there. You got Conor Usman's brother, Justin Willis. He's not bad. He's a Florida boy. I see him down at the American Gun Range every now and again. Shout out to the American Gun Range, man, down in Florida. So PFL, good on them, man. They look like they've got some pretty cool division. And they put a pretty decent fight card on. Then they've also got the featherweight division. And there's one guy in there that I really like. And he was on the Dana White Contender Series. Brendan Longhanen. I can't say that. What's his name? That one there.
Lonane.
I don't know. He was in the Dana White Contender Series, and he should have actually got a contract. But that was one. Do you remember? Then there was like a bit of controversy with him and I think it was Dominic Cruz. I don't know, something to do with the UFC, and they apparently that's why they didn't give him a contract, because he dominated this guy. It was a great fight. To me, it was one of the best fights in that card. And with about 10 seconds to go, he double-legged the guy, took him down because the guy was sort of coming hard, and he sort of won the fight. And Dana White's like, oh, that's why I'm not giving you a contract. But I think there was a bit of bad blood there between their camps. But anyway, yeah, he's in that. So and that division looks, pretty like even. Like I've never really heard of many of these other names. So hey, we'll see what PFL are going to put up this year. It's good to see. The more fights, the more promotions, the better. So it's exciting. I can't wait to sort of see what comes out of it. So yeah, PFL look like they've got a pretty strong 2021 ahead of them. So they've got some good fights ahead of them. So sort of interested to see.
Then you got Bellator announced huge fights.
So it's everyone's coming hard this year, man.
Yeah, I think
MMA's taken over.
A couple of weeks ago, we were saying, what's going on with Bellator? They haven't announced nothing, and they really, really held it off, man. Because it's some big fights they've announced.
Massive.
And April for them is huge. I'm just scrolling through at their events they got. So April 2nd, they got Pitbull versus Sanchez 2.
Yeah. Is that for the tournament final?
I think it is. I think it is the final.
No, it can't be. No. That must be to
get
into the final.
Semi,
yeah, because AJ McKee's. Who's AJ McKee fighting?
AJ McKee.
Was he in the final?
I think AJ is in the final.
Oh, bro,
I think this is the winner to go into there.
I like that AJ McKee. He's sick.
Yeah, you can't. I think
you can't go past Pitbull. But that Sanchez, his last fight, he was really good. He fought the German guy. I forget his name, but he fucking destroyed him, bro.
Yeah.
It was a 25-minute domination. I don't know, he didn't stop the guy. Good on I forget his name, Daniel something. That's the next. I can't remember. But he's not bad. He's a very experienced fighter. The guy he beat. Daniel, I forget his last name. And that Sanchez is just dominated from start to end. Yeah. But Pitbull, everyone knows. If you know MMA, you know Pitbull. You know Bellator, you know him. But yeah, I really, at the end of the day, of course, I don't mind who wins them. Don't really care. They don't pay my bills. But I'd love to see Pitbull versus AJ McKee.
Yeah,
I like AJ McKee. I think he's sick, man. I'm a fan of him. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, and then the following weekend, you got the light heavyweight Grand Prix opening round. Mm-hmm. So you got Ryan Bader, Lyoto Machida. Yeah, that's going to be a sick fight, man. And then in another round, so it's the same weight division. Yeah. Another round, you got Anthony Johnson, Yoel Romero.
Yeah, that's going to be cool, man. That's cool.
It's going to be.
And what weight is this? Light heavyweight.
Light heavyweight.
Yeah, so that's interesting, man. I'm interested to see. Does this make Yoel better or worse?
I think now he's going to be versing guys that are his size or bigger.
Yeah.
So now it's going to be interesting to see if that explosive power that he had in middleweight against these guys, is it going to hold?
But does he now bring more power to the fight?
Well, that's another thing.
Now he's not cutting as much.
Because in UFC he was depleted, and you could see when you get on the scale, the guy was like just passing out. Yeah. But now it's he's going to be healthier, coming into the fight. Hydrated. Eating well. So again, is his power shots going to hold better? Is his cardio going to be better? Because that's what Yoel would struggle with, was his cardio. You'd see in his fights he'd conserve, and he'd go and burst and conserve. Yeah. And now it's is this going to be better for his cardio? So he's not depleting himself before a fight, weight cutting, and he gets into the fight really drained.
That's what I'm saying.
So it'd be interesting to see what Yoel Romero we see. Yeah. And he's up against an absolute monster, man.
But when's the last time Rumble fought?
Oh, man. Ages
and your old man, he needs one of these, bro. CMBT, bro. Protein bar. You like that? Like that plug? You like that plug? CMBT, man. He's got to get on the best nutrition and going around, man. Hands down.
I just googled CMBT.
See, it's on the mind, baby. It's on the mind.
Anthony Johnson.
Those salted caramels, they're the best, bro. Hey, Rico wants something. Look at that, bro. I just sold one like that. They got up to deal with me, dog.
Rumble Johnson's last fight was his loss to DC.
Yeah, but when?
UFC 210, 2017.
Wow, bro. It was nearly fucking 4 years ago. And when's he fighting?
April 12th.
Yeah, so there you go, bro. He's fighting 4 years later.
Yeah. It's crazy, eh?
And what's his name? Yoel, he fought Costa. That was his last fight. He fought, and that was only what, like, let's say 8 months ago. You know, he's fought Whitaker. That's I think, gonna play a huge factor. I think personally.
Yep.
You know, so. But what a fight!
Yeah.
What a fight! And good on Bellator for putting on like a stacked Grand Prix. You know, that's what I mean with, no offense to PFL. You got your sick guy, 1 or 2 of them, spread them out,
Yep.
and the rest are sort of fill-ins.
Well, this for me is probably going to be one of the first Bellator cards I'm going to buy.
Yeah.
You know, usually
Well, it's not all in one night. You know that.
No, these 2 fights are.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry.
These 2 fights are. So, you know, whenever your Romero fights, sign me up.
You're a big Joel fan. That's that Latino man.
So yeah, this most likely will be the first Bellator fight card I will buy.
There you go. You heard it first, Bellator.
And it's not that
you're making money, dog.
But honestly, they've attracted me, which means like I'm an armchair fan, like you say.
That's right.
So it'll be many more.
This is what they need to do to attract people now.
Yeah.
I like how they've gone away from the old names. Alright, you're one that are still pretty older guys, but people still want to see these guys.
Yeah.
You know.
So that's going to be sick. Again, I want to see who else is going to be on that card.
They got the champ.
Then you got the 16th. So the following weekend, you got Nemkov, Phil Davis.
That Nemkov's good, man.
Yeah.
He beat Bader last fight and beat him good, like smashed him. And Phil Davis, man, he's good. I'm a big fan of Phil Davis. And then in the last fight in that division is that one you just went back.
Yeah.
Corey
Anderson and Dovledzan.
Damn, that name.
Yagshim
Damn. See, I mean, and once again, so that's what I mean. Credit to Bellator. See, and I'm not trying to rag on PFL or anything. They're doing a great job. You got to start somewhere. But look at that for a Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Like, all heavy hitters, all big names. Besides, obviously, that last guy who's quite unheard of. And once again, to the average fan, you're not going to know Nemkov because that's what these sort of shows are about. Because we want to introduce you. Like, it's not just the UFC doing the work, man. Yeah. Like, Bellator putting in work. That Nemkov is good, man. Yeah. I watch him. He's a sick fighter. So he trains out of Fedor's gym.
Russia.
Sheesh. And we're talking last night, actually, and talking about Fedor, just quickly, I've got to say, Uncle Sub had a great point. Is Khabib the modern-day Fedor? You know, like, he's like a fan favourite, you know what I mean? And he didn't become a fan favourite by the internet. He became it by, like, work.
Yeah.
And we're having that chat last night, and when he said that, I was like, what a great way to put it, man. Like, he really is, like, you know, Khabib Nurmagomedov is the modern-day Fedor, man. Like, he's an unknown, but a known. You know, like, if you know him, you know him. You know how deadly he is, that you would not even, you know, blink at him. But, you know, to the average guy, they're like, nah, Conor. They're still saying Conor.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, I thought that was interesting.
I think whenever they announce the next Conor fight, it's not going to be as big as what it's...
Who, Conor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think to the armchair fan, it's still going to be huge because it's obviously Conor. But I guess to those guys that have been following the game for a long time, I think they're going to have to stack the card, so to say, to really sell.
Yeah, that's it. You got to now put him with other people to help sell it. You know, I mean, I still think he's a huge selling point.
Yeah,
but I think that, if you ask me, I'm putting the conspiracy out there in the MMA world. They're trying to get rid of him, man. Yeah. They want Conor out because they don't like him. He's cost too much money. Yeah, he's made the organisation heaps of money. They love him. Don't get me wrong. They still do love him. They're going to give him the jets. But they're making sure that they're slowly weaning him out. And before they know it, Conor's gone. And Conor's no longer needed anymore. And they've got all these other, you know, guys coming because he costs too much money, man. Yeah. The UFC, like, man, we can make millions with or without you.
Yeah.
But we don't need to pay you millions. You know, they're smart. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, and I think if he's not going to be there fighting for a title and he costs too much money, and you know why we're going to keep this guy on board?
Yeah. You
know what I mean? I think that's where, again, and what does Conor do after that?
I've seen talks of Poirier number 3.
Yeah. I think Poirier's open to that one as well.
Yeah. I think if you asked me, Poirier went home, was like, won that title, went home, logged into his bank and went, Yeah, call Conor, man. Get another fight, dog. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, man. Look how much money's in my account. Like, and a lot of people sit back. Like, you guys asked me the question the other day. I was all, we've got our little group chat, and we're having a bit of a chat. And you guys were saying, oh, you get, $1 million to fight Eddie Alvarez, or you get $150,000 to fight for the world title. And I said to you guys, what is it today? Like, you're offering me that fight right now? And you guys said, yeah. And I said, well, I'll take the $1 million fight. And, as much as Vic and that, we're joking or not. Oh, sell out this, that. Whatever. But I just simply put it, and I think Dustin Poirier is the same. Like Dustin Poirier is a bit different, okay? Because he's at a point where he can win a world title. Yeah. He deserving of a world. I sit here and go, look, bro, I'll fight Christian. I got no issues fighting you, man. And I'll take that world title off you. I ain't scared of him. But, bro, if you're telling me I can win $1 million and then fight you, well, bro, I'll take the $1 million first, then I'll come get you. I've got no issue in that. But Dustin Poirier, I don't know. It's a hard one because he can, he wants to look after his family, but at the same time, he does want that belt. So he's stuck. And, if the world title fight was worth $750,000 and the Conor fight was worth $1 million, I miss out on $250,000, but I get a world title. Fighter-wise, that's smart, but his agent's going to be like, oh, bro, take the $1 million, man. Like, the title's still going to be there.
He had the interim title.
Yeah,
so he's kind of got that taste for it.
Yeah,
he's had the belt. He probably has
you know what I mean? You'll never be etched into history as a world champion,
Yeah, but at his age, does it matter?
How old is he?
Well, I mean, not his age, but his fighting age. He's been doing it since when?
But really, that's the last feather in his cap. You know what I mean?
But I mean, he's been interim champion, so you can technically say.
I don't like that interim belt. Can't accept that.
But for me, it's like, what's more important now?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at with you too.
Yeah.
And, it's hard because he's got a family and a wife and kids and that to take care of. But at the same time, you know what I mean? Does he want to lay a legacy that will never be forgotten?
Well, his first professional fight was in 2009. He is 32 years old. So he's still got a couple of years left, few years. But at the same time, do you take the McGregor fight, set yourself up, set your family up for the rest of their life, or knock away that McGregor fight, get the belt, and then defend it a couple of times?
Yeah, but there's a lot on the line because you take McGregor fight, everyone keeps going to take the McGregor fight and then get the title fight. But you still got to beat him.
Yeah.
Like Conor McGregor's still good, man.
Yeah.
Because now if you lose to him, now you're fucked.
I just think the quality's caught up to McGregor now. I think he was ahead.
No, I know what you're saying. No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I don't think Conor McGregor's, especially in that lightweight division, you barely put him in the top 5 anymore. Yeah. You know what I mean? You really would if you're going to be honest.
And it's not only that, it's because it's a stacked division.
Yeah.
It's such a stacked division that he loses, like McGregor loses a fight, he goes so far down because the guys that he's up against are killers and they're doing work and they're winning and they're doing this. So, even I'd still have Dan Hooker above McGregor.
Yeah, agreed. But even like a guy like RDA, would you have him above Conor McGregor?
Yeah.
Paul Felder. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think he could beat Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
and those guys are ranked 7 and 8.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And Paul Felder's like a commentary guy now. Yeah. And I still think he'd beat Conor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because no offense, now everybody's like, oh, you're not that good. Oh. Yeah. All you got is a right hand or a left hand. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, okay. Now I got you, bro. I was going to kick you and take you down. No,
he's been worked out.
Yeah.
He's worked out.
So that's my point. But now if Dustin fights him, makes that $1 million, looks after his family, but loses, he's a long way back, man.
But it's both ways.
Yeah.
Because he gets fights for that title.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Agreed. That's what I'm saying. That's what's going to be my next point. Or he takes the title fight, loses, doesn't get that shot against Conor anymore. Yeah. So he's got to weigh that all up. It's a lot to take on. You know what I mean? And I guess it's up to him and his management now. Wait and see what they're if they're going to pull the
personally, if I was to put myself in his shoes, he's got a kid. He's coming to the end of his not end of the career, but he's getting to that stage.
Yeah, I still think he's got plenty of time. If I was him, if I was Dustin Poirier, I would take the fight with Conor. I would.
Yeah, I'd take that money. Yeah, I'd take the money.
Because no offense, man. Don't get me wrong, glory's great, and you want to be etched into history. They'll give me a minute. I'll go buy a fucking belt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll buy 2 of the bastards. I'll do it with Rodney Rude, you know what I mean? Buy a dart trophy. He's when I was a fucking pro dart player. He's when I was a top pool player. You know what I mean? I would, and then you know, because honestly, he can beat him now. He knows it.
Yeah.
He knows it, and it's a good win for him. It's a lot more exposure, a lot more. And it's not.
And I think now you can play a bit of hardball with McGregor. It's like,
Yeah,
all right, you
yeah.
want to rematch me? You want to beat me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's even it up a little bit more.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, 100%. No, 100%. That's it. Because now it's like, oh, you want me? You want to fight me? Oh, okay. So now I want more.
Yeah.
So you made 5, I made 1 last time. This time you make 3, I make 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or something like that. Or 3 and 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm the guy. You want me. You know what I mean? So, you know, wait. I personally, if I was him, I'd do with that. I'd go for the money first, make my money, and then fight for a world title.
That's like in the day, you gotta ask yourself why we're getting or why you're fighting.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to say with him. Is he doing it for is he doing it for money or is he doing it for the belt?
Yeah, I guess if you're in there doing it day in day out, getting your head pounded in, you know, and it's, at the end of it, you just get a world title, and then you walk away with the title, and you end up with a bank account that's
0.
Yeah, not.
But then it's up to everyone's different.
Yeah, again,
Some
you got
guys,
real martial artists.
Yeah,
that
that's
just
what I'm
wanna be
saying.
the
So
best.
you got to ask, you know, Dustin Poirier, well, what are you in it for, man? You in it for the money or for the belt? And if you're in it for the money, then and do the thing, do your work. Or if you're in it for the belt, and that's another sad thing too. Is it not sad that a world title doesn't have that same amount of money?
Yeah, it's just
Isn't that
because
sad?
promotions have killed.
Really, the world title fight should be the more expensive one. Like,
Yeah.
or if not, look, because let's be honest, okay, Conor is a huge name, but you know, like I said, like if it's $1 million fight for Conor, it should be like 900,000 for the belt, at least. Come on, bro, this is the pinnacle.
Yeah.
Like, come on, like how's there, like it shouldn't be a huge difference in it. Like the belt's the pinnacle, man.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
So that's the real sad factor here, that you know people don't realize that, and that's another thing that a lot of fans don't realize is, you know, these guys are getting ripped off, man. Like I'm one of them. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like hey, I love my job, I love what I do, and you know I enjoy my organisation, but you know, fuck, man, we're getting ripped off, man. You know, we're risking our lives every day.
Yeah.
You know, for peanuts some of the times. You know what I mean? Like some guys are walking away. Some guys are working part-time jobs. You know what I mean? Getting beat up Monday to Friday, then straight after like training, shower to work, and then have to fight on a Saturday, man. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's chaos. It was like on the weekend, I was like jumping in and out of the Jojo Diaz fight against the Russian guy in the boxing, and I was reading up on a few things, and the day he missed weight by I think 4 pounds, 5 pounds, because apparently he kills himself to get to that weight. I think it's 130. And then in the post fight, because they ended up being a draw, and Joe Diaz is meant to be like an up and coming, like he's established himself as well. And in the post fight conference, they brought him up on it, like, you know, why did you miss the weight? And he's like, man, he goes, I know my priorities, and it's my family and my future. And he goes, I'm not gonna kill myself to make that weight, knowing that I could potentially die. Like he goes, he got sick in the weight cut process, and the doctor said to him you can't cut anymore. So he goes, look, you just put his priorities in place. He could have pushed to make the weight, but he's like, nah, like, because at the end of the day he knows he's going to get a good pay, because boxing obviously you get paid well, especially if you're the A side. And he just goes, look, I know what my priorities are. No, I've got a kid, my girl, my future. He's like, I don't need to cut that weight, because I'm going to be good after it. So he knows, like, again, in the UFC, it's a bit different because you're already making pocket change. You miss the weight, then you got to take a percentage.
Change,
So it's like, in the UFC, it's like you got guys actually killing themselves because they know.
And no offense, like maybe a lot more guys would make weight in the UFC and in other promotions, whatever, if I was on $100,000 a year and I didn't have to work it, like some guys are maybe working to like I said, go from training to work. They're like, I'm dying, I'm starving. You know, then give me something to eat something or drink fucking something they shouldn't drink just to keep themselves going, and then they're missing weight because their diet's off. But you know, that's because they're under so much stress. And if these guys were on, like, you know, I really think fighters should be on like $80,000 to $100,000. Like retainer, like that should be your yearly, so it's a weekly wage that you're getting. That's going to pay for all your physio, doctors. But that's the thing, we've got to pay for all our own stuff. We've got to pay for our own chiro, our own physio, our own doctor, our own everything, medicals. When we go fight, we got to go pay our own medical. Like, we got to pay for the CT. We got to pay for the bloods. We got to pay for, it's a lot of money to go on just to get into the ring and fight someone. So, like, we should have a retainer of money that we paid all year round, plus our fight purses. You know what I mean? So, that's what I personally think should be done. Obviously, guys are on different grades and of pay scale, to obviously ability and whatnot, but it should be factored into your pay.
Yeah, that's it's interesting the way when you put it like that.
Yeah.
Because you're a contracted professional athlete.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to be worrying about those things like you just said that you just.
Well, put it this way: if you're injured for a year, that means no wage.
Yeah.
Like if you break your arm and you can't fight for a year, well, no offense, you're not going to work a job. Well, who's giving you a job with one arm?
Yeah.
There's no job out there for it. Well, now the guy's got no wage. He's got no income. You know what I mean? Like, for a year.
And I was assuming you guys wouldn't be protected, like work cover.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, hey, some guys they might have insurance and there might be work cover. But if you say work cover, like, work cover is going to pay your average.
Yeah.
But there is no average because there's no weekly wage. So now I'm unemployed with a broken arm, not able to work. Yeah. Perhaps with a lifelong injury now, get myself cut from the promotion, and now I'm left jobless with a lifelong injury. You know what I mean? It's I don't know. I
think the stresses and the worries that you guys have is it shouldn't exist, man. Yeah. It's shit, but
everybody thinks it's Floyd Mayweather like money. Everyone thinks, oh, you're doing good, man. You're getting paid good money, eh? Yeah. Like, well, not really, man. I get paid okay, but I spend a lot of money, like a lot.
Yeah,
to look after myself.
You got your flights to the US. I got
to
pay maintain
for
yourself.
My training. When I'm over there, I got to pay for my accommodation, my food, my car, my travel, my gym, everything I have to pay for. Like I said, like, it cost me nearly over $15,000 for my last fight camp. Yeah, you know what I mean. That's a lot of money to spend. You know what I mean, especially the money I'm making. You know what I mean. It's not that good. Here's another great example. Paige Van Zandt, she fought recently in a bare knuckle fight, about 2 weeks ago. And she won. She lost. Sorry. She lost. Yeah. She was saying on her interview, she was like, "Well, I went from the UFC making 40 to now I'm getting paid 10 times the amount." She got paid nearly $500,000 for that fight. Yeah. And it's just like, how does bare knuckle boxing able to come up with nearly $500,000 for Paige Van Zandt? Well, I'm not saying he's a nobody. Paige Van Zandt's quite a popular name. I'm not saying she's not. But, like, so she's on $400,000, like, and she's a name. What should John Jones be on? What should, like, Michael Chandler be on? So Michael Chandler should be on, like, $1 million a fight, technically. He's a far bigger name and a far better athlete. You know what I mean? And whether some people might take that as sexist because that's the world we live in. I'm not ragging on Paige Van Zandt. She's quite a good fighter. I'll give it to her. And she's hot, too. That's a big factor, you know what I mean? But she's making $500,000. Nearly $500,000. She made $400,000 apparently that fight. And so then what's going on here? If this bare knuckle promotion was, honestly, 90% of the people, especially in Australia, would be like, why there's bare knuckle boxing? I didn't even know about that. So how are they producing that money for her? And then guys like, everybody knows Rob Whittaker. But I think he might make like maybe $200,000-300,000 a fight, but Robbie Whittaker was a world champion. Yeah. Robbie Whittaker should then be on $1 million. There's no like consistency to it. It's fried. It's stupid.
Yeah. And it makes you think, like, how much money are these promotions making?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, put it this way: the UFC were bought out for $4 billion. $4 billion. Right. I'm pretty sure their yearly wages to every fighter wouldn't even get close to $1 billion. Yeah. Like, wouldn't even get close.
It makes you think, like, last night we were saying, again, we were over at Sabs, we were saying, when the UFC took their promotion to Abu Dhabi, imagine the amount of money these royals would have paid to get McGregor. Those guys, to get McGregor to that island.
There was an article, like I said to you last night, I can't remember the exact amount, but the amount they paid him, like the UFC, to have Conor McGregor in their country. Yeah, I'm
pretty guarantee you that it was probably a deal done under the table.
Yeah.
With Dana White or whoever. Yeah. Probably between all three of them, McGregor, Dana White, and to get him there, because he rocks. So
and that's why they want to get rid of Conor, because Conor would have been like, wait a minute, you're getting paid. So you're getting paid like $20 million to bring me here. Wait.
Yeah, and McGregor's not stupid.
Yeah,
McGregor's not
that's
stupid.
why they want to get rid of him, because they're like, because he's smart enough to go, wait a fucking minute.
Yeah.
You're getting, well, then give me 10, yeah?
Yeah.
Without me, you don't get that 20, so give me my money.
Yeah.
They know him, man. He's too smart. He's an intelligent guy. He comes across as an arrogant wanker, but he's a very, very intelligent man. He's fucking over one of the biggest organizations in the world and having a laugh while he's doing it.
Yeah.
He's a very intelligent fighter, and I wish more fighters were like him, smart enough to go,
Yeah.
pull together and be like, fuck yes, man. Without us, there is no show. Without, right here we go, PFL, they're putting on $1 million tournament. PFL.
Yeah.
Once again, no one's heard of PFL, but they're paying $1 million.
Yeah.
Why aren't the UFC? Why aren't One Championship paying these sort of? I mean, one have done $1 million tournaments before. They have, and so I think it's Bellator. But the UFC, they don't pay no $1 million.
Yeah.
Okay, agreed that it's a big marketing scheme, like for that, because $1 million everyone looks over. It's smart, but in saying that, there's obviously money there. There's money, and no, people aren't getting paid, and it's a shame. It really is.
Yeah.
And if you paid the guys better, you'd actually get better performances.
Oh, yeah,
That's
100%.
another thing too. Like we said, let's not just say about weight cutting, but performance would be better. Guys it would be a full-time job. You'd be able to, go to training more often. You wouldn't miss as many sessions. You'd have better nutrition. Medical-wise, you'd feel better. So you'd have better performance.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? You spend a bit to get a bit. You know what I mean? But the promotion's not thinking that. They're going, the average fan isn't going, oh, he didn't, like me as a fighter, I'm watching fights, I'm going, the skill level looks poor. But to the average fan, they're like, oh, they're hitting each other, cool. They don't care.
We're watching that, the Julian Martinez fight with the Hawaiian dude.
Yeah.
You kept saying these guys are making poor decisions, man. Like,
yeah.
over.
Once again, I don't want to rag on the guys. Hey, I'm no fucking world champion, but I'm like, man, this is a low level fight if you ask me.
Yeah.
It wasn't a great fight. It was on a main card in the UFC. And no offense, probably those two guys, they're probably unable to work full. They probably maybe have to work jobs.
Yeah,
and have to, and when it's a job, even me, I got to do things here and there to get by as well. But I'm a professional athlete. You see these, we live in Australia, so we talk often about AFL players, they're on full-time wages, and their sport's shit. How come they're getting paid all this money and we're not?
Yeah.
Admittedly, we're just dumbasses. You know what I mean? We are. The promotions have realised that fighters just love it.
Yeah.
They don't care if they're getting paid or not.
I think that's where the problem is.
Yeah.
Is all right, you got these fighters that want to get together, create a union, to go up against the big dogs and, get their share. Then you got the other guys that are happy with what they're getting because they're fighting, they're doing what they love. And not only that, they're probably afraid of getting cut.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where they've leveraged it. They're like, we've got majority of the guys who are afraid.
Yeah.
Where you've only got a minority who are like, we want more. And they're like, oh, you want, Mark Hunt, you want more? Okay, see you later. There's the door. Yeah. You're not coming back. They know. They get rid of these people. It's all business.
Yeah.
It's businesses, and you know what I mean? They're smart. I mean, don't get me wrong, of course the promoters need to make money. They need to.
Of course, yeah.
I
just think UFC, this is really UFC, I wouldn't say specific, but more so intended to them, is you've got the biggest promotion in the world, the biggest. You got with the highest pay-per-views, especially now with everything that's going on, you can't attend the fight, so everybody is buying it. Especially because most people can't go to a pub and watch it. Obviously here we're pretty, we're not fortunate, but fucking hell, it's not as bad as what it is in other parts of the world. You can't go to the pub and watch it, so you got to stay at home. You got to buy it at home because Dana White's fucking gone all the illegal streams. Yeah. So you got to buy it. You got how many guys are individually buying just to watch these fights now? So
they're making bank.
They're making bank.
They're making bank. They are. There's no need to even look in the numbers.
Yeah.
They're making fucking money, bro.
Yeah.
They've got an undercard, which is essentially fighting for not even $1 million. They've got 6 fights in there. They're bro, their cost
honestly,
is
like
maybe $500,000.
I bought it just to see Usman Burns, and because the rest of the card, man, they probably wouldn't even make over $50,000 each. No,
it's disappointing, man, and it's. I wish, hopefully, fighters, not just for me to get paid, but just for the future, man. Guys to make some money and
it's. I think it's the only way it is if you really see a unity between the fighters. And then go up against them and just be like, no, fuck you, we're not going to fight.
It's true, man, but. Yeah, it's gonna be hard. You really need what you need is you need marquee guys like your John Jones and your champions. If the champions all stood up and were like, boys, like everyone put your title down and say no more, then all the other fighters are gonna be like, all right, well we're gonna follow them, man. They're leaders. But when you get a Mark Hunt who's nowhere near as a big name like a world champion, they can just cut him. Yeah. Now all of a sudden if John Jones stood up and said something, they just can't cut John Jones. The media's going to be like, why'd you cut John Jones? Where did that come from? Yeah. And they're going to be like, well, he wanted more money. And then that's when all the fighters are going to be like, oh, so it's true. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
But then I think the UFC's tactic there is as soon as the big dogs start talking, then they'll back
exactly. Shut him up. Yeah, shut him up. That's his business. They're smart.
I think that's what happened with Masvidal. Masvidal was getting real chirpy about this, and all of a sudden he's just stopped. Yeah. He says a few things here and there. Yeah. But I just think, now the UFC is giving him these sort of the big fights, the big money fights, and then just like kind of shut him up. It's pretty frustrating and disappointing to see in the game, but hopefully it changes. Yeah. Moving on, this weekend you got the Apex. Yeah, Apex.
That's what I was going to move on to next and talk to. We meant to have Trent on, a friend of mine. I spoke with him. I actually just messaged him just before, and I forgot to tell him to come on because I'm an idiot. I forget, man. I forget heaps of shit. You know what I mean?
We were talking about they hadn't released the fights and who's fighting who, but they have now. There's quite a few Trinity boys fighting. What I saw on the
there's 4. There was meant to be 5, but there's 4 now.
Yeah, which is again that's where you're training out of.
Trinity MMA and OG Raj, shout out.
So you got a first person view of this weekend's fights?
Yeah, I'll be in the corners for the Trinity boys.
Oh, you got corner role?
Yeah. I don't know if I'm actually gonna go into the corner with anyone, but I'll be out back helping the boys get ready. So hey, they need me. They don't. I'll just be there for support. So yeah, I'll be there for sure at the show.
Yeah. So we got in the lightweight Mason Collins debut against Jacob Baron.
Yeah, he's fought. I've watched Jacob fight before. He fought Evan. Yeah. No scratch to the kid. You know, I mean, he just fought a fight, but Evan beat him that day. Saying that right now because Evan's my boy. Love you. And Jacob, no offense, bro. I don't hate on you. Horrible decisions. Judges are terrible in Adelaide. Anyway.
And then the other Trinity, you got Evan
Glikos. That's my boy.
Glikos versus Martin Vo.
I don't know. Martin Vo is. Where's he fighting out of?
Ground level.
I think I might know Martin. I think I may have met him, but anyway. But yeah, Evan's my boy. He's going to do some work. I'm very confident. I'm going to say it straight. I'm confident all the guys are winning. So I'm not going to give a prediction because I think they're going to win.
I'm being a bit biased here, but I'm just shouting out all the Trinity boys. Taylor Bednards versus Tom Ackerley.
Yeah. Taylor's put in some work, man. He's looking good, real good. So I'm excited to see him. Very young, dedicated fighter. I'm very interested to see how he performs this weekend.
And we've got PJ versus Isaac Richards.
Yeah. That's a cross-sport promotion. Isaac used to be the goalkeeper for Adelaide. I don't know. I'm not sure if he played many games, but yeah, he's fighting PJ Van Gyn, who me and PJ wear like locked horns because he's supposedly the best-looking guy in MMA, but I believe I am. I'm self-appointed. But no, PJ looking good, man. If Hood PJ rocks up, man, but watch out. That's what I call him, Hood PJ. See, he usually acts like Carlton, but you know what I mean? Like he's got that white gene in him, but bro, if Hood PJ rocks up, bro, make sure your front row, someone's teeth are going to go flying. PJ's a bad man when he gets going. Who else? Have they got the whole card up there?
Yeah. And then you got a whole bunch of like debut fighters.
Let me see. I want to see if I know any of the names.
Shane Mitchell's in the main event.
Yeah, Shane Mitchell's the main event against Khan Sandy from Hybrid Training Centre, Tasmania. So Shane Mitchell's quite a big name in Adelaide. He's well known. Ethan Boswood, he's fighting Luke Vadler, the Versace Tiger they call him, which is I like his name. He's out of Adelaide as well. He's fighting out of M16. He's fighting. That's the guy that Ryan was supposed to fight Cooper. But unfortunately, with the Melbourne saga, with the whole bullshit Corona stuff, he's missed his fight, and they've given it to the Versace Tigers, they call him. Damien Valor. He's I know that name. He's fighting Joe Brown. Who else do I know on here? I don't know any of the names from here. I mean, I know them if I see them, but yeah. There's some good. There's a fair few fights on, and if you're into MMA and you're a fan, if you're a UFC fan, as they would say, come down, watch them. Watch the local guys, the grassroots level guys, support the show. Let's hope for success. Because the more success in MMA because then you've also got the kickboxing card.
Yeah,
that's also on there. The whole bunch of like local guys, probably a lot of debut fights again.
I think there's going to be a lot of people there because you got a lot of fighters.
A
lot of. Well, do you
call
them
arm
athletes?
wrestling?
Do you call the arm wrestlers athletes?
I mean, hey, I've seen people on Instagram.
We've got a lot of competitors.
I've seen a lot of people on Instagram who've got like 4 followers. They take a photo on their iPhone and they put on their model. Fucking hell, bro. You can be anything. You can be anything you want in this world these days, and no one can challenge you anymore.
Where's the kickboxing card?
Let me look if I know anyone. Because it's been hard to keep up with what's going on.
Because it's crazy.
Sam Goodman, he's fighting he's fighting Matt Moss. You know Matt Moss? He was at Northside for a bit, but yeah, Sam Goodman, he's from Aruda. I know Sam. Lewis Passon, I used to train him a bit. He used to come and get some pointers off me, so he should kick some ass. He's trained with the Spartan. Now we'll see how it goes. This is his debut fight. He's fighting a guy who's 1-on-1 from Matrix. Who else is fighting on here that I would know? No one else that I really know. Oh, there's another guy, I can't remember his name, but I met him the other day. He's a good young lad, Greek kid. I can't remember. He said to me, he's the Spartan. I told him there's only one Spartan. I forget his name now. But yeah, he's fighting as well. So yeah, it's a couple of good fights, local kids fighting, getting some debuts, opportunities, which is good. They get a bit of an atmosphere, a crowd. So it'll be cool because a lot of those people, especially now, they're doing a lot of interclub stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, interclub to me is stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good fun, but don't. I hate when people are like, oh yeah, like I'm like, have you fought before? And they're like, yeah, I did an interclub. I'm like, I say you sparred.
So an interclub, is it between?
Yeah, it's just like 2 gyms meet up and they bring like, you bring your 6 guys, I bring my 6 guys, and some guys are starting now sort of claim that as a fight.
Oh.
I'm be like, nah, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a fight.
Yeah, I think
unless someone's laying on the floor unconscious, like I don't believe that's a fight.
Was that in MMA?
No, everything. Everyone's doing it. Boxing, kickboxing. They're sort of doing it. But like, I don't know. Hey, like cool. Like it's good experience for them. But it's not a fight. A fight's like proper sanction. Like we're going at it.
Yeah. It's not like the SA Jiu-Jitsu Championships or something like that.
It's similar to that, but it's very smaller scale. So it's like everyone comes down to my gym here. And you bring your 5 guys, and we match them. So Rick, I got 5 guys. I roughly make sure he's around 84. Yep, cool. I got a guy roughly around 84. Yep, we'll see you then. And you spar. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they usually say to each other, try not to knock each other out. I think most of the time and it becomes a bit rocky now because sometimes you've got high level gyms. Really, really high level gyms like Rikers and whatnot. And they're doing these in the clubs sometimes, these guys, and they're inviting guys like that. And there's a really good example. I think he's Big Max from Rikers. I think his last name's Hamilton. I can't remember. Red-headed kid. He's quality, man. Quality fighter. I like this kid. Big fan of him. He's a tough boy, man. And they had him in like an inter-club thing. And, bro, they brought this kid who thought he was the shit. And Max fucked him up, knocked him out like in a round, bro. Like badly knocked him out. And I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, guys, stop doing your interclubs and hiding behind your fake, like, I'm a trainer, like, you know what I mean? Like, because there's really, really good guys that, like, Jeremy's a high-class coach, really high class, and he's produced high-class fighters for a very, very long time. And don't think you're just going to pull these kids out of nowhere because you've seen a couple of combinations on the pads, and that's one that annoys me a lot with the internet too, is like, I get a lot of messages now from people about, oh, look at this combination. And I'm like, look, I don't want to sound like a hater or anything, but like, do a bit of research on this guy. It's like you putting up a video of, slip 1, 2. Oh, like, yeah, this is how I would do it. Then I can easily write to you like, hey, Rick, how many times have you fought? And you go, well, I haven't fought, but that doesn't mean it doesn't work. I'm like, well, if you've never done it, how can you know? How do you know it works? So a lot of people send me a lot of stuff, and I'm like, be careful. Now, once again, this is what annoys me. Like, people rag on Kamaru, the very same person who shares that video to me and says, look at this guy. We'll go, Kamaru Usman's boring and shit. I'm like, bro, Kamaru Usman is a fucking animal. Like, bro, he is like one of the scariest dudes on the planet. And you just watch this kid who's in his mum's garage doing a combination, but then you just told me Kamaru's not even that good. I'm like, man, the internet has made such blurry lines in this fight world. Like, once again, like that, I'll just bring it up to your point about, you know, would you call them, you know, athletes? You know, like, people would sit there and be like, yeah, bro, I'm an arm wrestler, I'm professional, I'm an athlete. I'm like, you know, swimmers, I'm like, I don't know, swimming is really a sport. Like, it's entertainment. Like, you know, football, it's entertainment. That's what I call those. I call that stuff entertainment. That's what I do. I call it entertainment.
They're athletes.
Okay, if you say so. Fair enough. Look, maybe, you know what? Yes, they are athletes. We're warriors. Different. We're another level.
I think the fighters, combat athletes, they're just at a different level because they're better. It's physically.
They're better.
Physically, in terms of
better
abilities, I feel it's close.
But see, like,
but I think it's mentally where it's not even close.
Yeah, but they play games. You know, we don't. You know, when you go with your family to the park for a picnic and you pull the soccer ball out, everyone has fun, but no one's going, hey, Rick, man, punch on with Eddie. You know, just have a quick scrap, man. Like the Mexicans do it, yeah. They Oscar De La Hoya's uncles. They used to make them fight, you know that?
Yeah.
Like they were going at the family parties. They used to get around. The uncles used to put their kids in there. See, bro, that's why you got tough bastards like that, man.
No, but, you know, what I'm saying is, you know, you got a World Cup final. You're going in with nerves. You're going in with a country
I know what you're
saying.
Hey, that's your opinion. Fair. That's your call. But it's fun and games to me.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of pressure still on if you're representing a big club. You got. Hey,
I stand by fun and games. All right. Sorry, when you've done what I've done, and I'm not saying me, but those guys like Kamaru Usman, he's a guy we should be building statues of and talking about, not the footballers and the soccer players and the swimmers. Don't want to hear about them. Don't care about them. I want to hear about the fighters.
So our perspectives are different.
That's right. We're gonna have to agree to disagree because that's my opinion, and I think fighters are the best the best warriors in the world, and that's all that needs to be spoken about.
I do want to touch on one last thing, which is the triple header UFC championship fights that are coming up. Yeah, Peter Yan, Aljamain Sterling. You know, Amanda Nunes versus Megan Anderson, who's an Aussie and doesn't get recognition.
Yeah, I know. We were talking about that yesterday. See, that's what I mean. Once again, we're talking about fucking, I don't know, Gary Ablett Senior is fucking. He took a shit at the Glenelg pub the other day, and everyone's like, that's what we hear on the news. Yeah. Not that I watch that pathetic news. If you're watching the news, seriously think about something better to do with your life. Maybe go for a jog. Maybe cook some healthy food. Get off the news because it's a joke for starters, but that's what I've got to hear about. Megan Anderson, who's about to fight the greatest female combat athlete ever, and no one even knows. No one's heard of her. No one even knows it's happening. Hey, admittedly, I don't really know either too much about it, but I know she's fighting, and I know
she's Aussie.
Yeah, and I know she's Australian, man, and Australians should be proud and stand up to watch this girl to go, man, she could, you know, take on and beat the best girl in the world ever. Yeah. You know what I mean? And hey, like I said, I'll stand there and say it. I'm not the hugest fan of female fighters and stuff, but I'm excited, man, because they're getting better, they're getting stronger, and if Megan Anderson is to do it, you'd put her up there with possibly one of the best, especially MMA athletes Australia's produced.
And you got to remember, she's going out there representing her country on a world stage, and it is just her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not, you know, I think in Australia, I think the biggest female athlete is Sam Kerr. She plays for Chelsea, exactly. She's a Matilda. She's an Australian footballer. She's at Chelsea, playing at Chelsea, and she's like the poster girl. All right.
Never heard of her.
But
not being honestly, don't take me as sexist. I've literally never heard of this person in my life.
Samantha Kerr, Daniel Kerr's sister.
Who's Daniel Kerr?
Daniel Kerr, West Coast Eagle.
Oh, the cokehead. Oh, yeah.
But they don't get along. They don't
share lines together.
No.
Well, so yeah, the sister. She's a soccer player.
Yeah, she plays for Chelsea.
There you go. Learn something new every day.
But, you know, you got, again, you know, Sam Kerr's doing it at the world level. She's playing in England. She's doing her thing. You know, she's one of the best women's footballers in the world. You know, now you go and compare. Megan Anderson would be, I wouldn't say at the same level because she's not getting as much as money and recognition. but it's
no,
still
she's at a higher level.
Well, she's still at the world stage. She's still,
She's about to be.
Well, she wins. She will be the world champion.
Yeah, the world champion, the first only ever.
Well, for me personally, I don't think she even gets.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, okay. Besides that point, she beats Amanda Nunes like good on, and that's what's going to even make it more epic. And that's what's sad. She's not even spoken about. She's about to fight like a bona fide killer, a killer, a legend, one of the greatest female fighters of all time. Like Amanda Nunes is scary. Like if Amanda Nunes fought Jake Paul, I would actually back Amanda Nunes. I really would. Yeah. I think she's that tough. I think she'd smash that guy. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'd really like to see that. Like Amanda Nunes, what weight is she?
Honestly, she's two-weight champion.
Yeah, she's a two-weight world champion. I do think, you know, like the champion of her weight division in a men's division would beat her, but she is good, man. Amanda Nunes is really, really good, and that's what I mean. I wish Megan Anderson got more recognition, man. 61 kg. She's about to make history, you know what I mean? Even just to fight this fight is history making, and she's getting no recognition whatsoever. It's sad. It's sad, man. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I really hope, you know, like even like for yourself when you beat Edward Folayang. There was articles on international medias about the fight. You know, you were on ESPN, you were on
all over the Philippines,
Filipino papers, your Hong Kong papers. You were doing, you were everywhere. In Australia, not a peep.
No, not a word, man, not a word.
What I mean, and it's almost the same thing. I guess because it's the UFC, it's a bit bigger here. So you know, guys like obviously Robert Whittaker will get the recognition.
Yeah. But even he doesn't.
Yeah, not as much as what you know.
What he should. He should, man.
You
he
know,
doesn't. He doesn't get what he deserves.
Yeah, but then again, you got some dude that's playing
golf.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He's on, he's second page of the paper.
Yeah, you know what I mean. No, I'm with you, bro. Like that's like the 36ers.
Yeah, like who? Yeah.
The Pure Milk. Who?
The Pure Milk.
Sorry, don't know. Got get offered tickets all the time to go to the basketball.
Yeah, and
so like, I'd rather stay home and stare at the wall. No offense. Like, no offense to the B-ballers. Like, but mate,
and even to the like the A-League. You know, you got the level now between the NPL, which is a semi-pro league, and the A-League, which is a professional league, is not that different now. It's closing in, and it's it's almost the lines are completely blurred. You don't even know who's a good team and who's a shit team because one week you beat the good team and the next week you lose to the shit team. So there's no consistency in the professional leagues here. Yeah. But then you got guys again going back to Megan Anderson. You know it's hard to say deserved because Amanda Nunes has just cleaned everybody now. So
but she is deserving, man. No, she's about to fight for the world title. She's deserving. She's not deserving and build her a statue and call her the greatest of all time. But man, like give the girl some respect. Yeah. Be like Australia, wake up. There could be the first ever female MMA world champion. Yeah. The first.
And then especially women.
Yeah.
Because as soon as a woman does something great, like Australian press, jump on it, man.
You want to talk about women's equal, like you want to talk about women like equality, man. We're about we could potentially see the strongest female ever to come out of Australia, to come out in the world.
And I'm telling you now, she could be a problem for Amanda Nunes. Yeah. She's tall, she's
rangy.
Long, yeah.
That's it, man. MMA is MMA. Like look, you and I, we're sitting here. We know, we're not here to build the fight. Look, man, I'm putting money on Nunes, and I'm putting it on her quick, bro. But, man, give Megan Anderson the rights. Give her what she deserves. Instead, we're talking about pre-season on the football. Let's talk about Megan Anderson, who's about to go in and just,
the amount of articles that I saw during the week, because
I don't read that drivel. Whoever, no offense.
Port played an inter-club friendly, Port Adelaide.
I don't know, but
footy
anyway.
club.
Yeah. They're coming down slowly. That's purely for advertising.
Yeah, they played an internal game between the Magpies and Pet. And it was completely mismatched, man. It was I think it was 142 to 40. Yeah. And actually at half time they shuffled the teams around to make it a bit more equal. But that was flooded on my newsfeed. You know what I mean? And then you got that's in Alberton in a little fucking footy pitch. It was 4 people there watching. You got Megan Anderson over there in the US about to fight for the world title, not a peep. And the only way I found out about that fight was through watching the fight after when they were announcing the fight.
Yeah, same. Man, when they put it on, I was like, oh, fuck Megan Anderson. Yeah, she's Australian. I've heard about her. And I was like, oh, she's fighting. And meant, wow. Like, and we're MMA fans, you and I. And we're like, oh, well, how come we don't know about this, man? And like I said, I'm not a huge news watcher. I don't watch that bullshit, because it's all a lie. But you know what I mean, like how's she not? Yeah, give her the So hey, fans out there, if you're listening to this, get on board, man. Yeah. Watch Megan Anderson, watch her, man. We could have ourselves the first ever Australian world champion, man, female, and that'll be great for Australia, man.
And even just by liking or sharing something is huge because that's going on somebody else's newsfeed, and that just takes away the power of these journalists.
And just quickly, sorry to cut you off there, but we advertise and look, if you're a footy fan, I'm not trying to rant. Honestly, I don't want everyone to like MMA. I really don't, because then I've got to constantly talk about it. I like that there's variety of sports and stuff. It's
great. You're gonna have guys.
It makes diversity. Like what?
Like the guys on the weekend coming up to you trying to have a crack at you.
Oh, that's it, you know what I mean? And if you're out there in Adelaide and you see me, stop trying to fight me. I don't want to fight you, so everyone's trying to beat me up lately. But anyway, I like the diversity, but no offense, man, if you go to anywhere in the world and you say Port Adelaide Power, people are going to say...
Who?
Thank you. They're going to say... AFL. What
is that?
What is that? No, sorry, now I'm not trying to rag on it.
American football.
Cool, guys. Do your thing. AFL, you're doing cool. Put on the entertainment for Australia. But Megan Anderson would be internationally recognised. Okay, she's not huge. You're not going to go to every country in the world and say Megan Anderson. Oh, yeah, I know Megan Anderson. But you go to America, man, Megan Anderson's going to be quite a popular. Oh yeah, she's fighting around. I've heard of her. The world is on this fight. The world, the UFC. Let's be. I'm a one championship athlete. But the UFC is captivates the world. The world, all eyes go on it. And Australia's about to go to the highest pinnacle.
To put it in perspective, you were in the US and you got recognised. All right. Now I know you're Aussie, and obviously here you're gonna get recognised just by you guys. Everybody fucking knows you guys. But if just say someone like Sam Powell Pepper was to go to the US, if you're not Australian, nobody's gonna know. You had literally a local from the US go. You went into the store, wanted to buy a Caruso jersey with the Lakers, and then literally somebody in there recognised you.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. It's that's what I'm saying, and I'm only a very, very low level MMA fighter. Megan Anderson's about to fight for a world title. Even Robbie Whittaker, he would probably, most people here wouldn't even know who he is.
Yeah,
I'm this guy is a bona fide legend. Martin Nguyen, legends, bro.
Exactly. I'll tell you, if Martin Nguyen was to walk around here, they would just probably think he's just another Vietnamese.
Yeah, another here we bro, you from Virginia, you know what I mean? But they should get more recognition. It's sad, and that's why we do our show.
Yeah,
and we don't care. Us fighters, we don't do it because we want everyone to love us. I love me, kiss me. I think that's what they get the misconception. That's what I want.
For me, as an armchair fan, MMA is probably the number one sport I watch.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for my Sunday afternoon just to chuck it on and just watch it. Even when you're training, I like to come and just sit here and watch, man. I'll find it so interesting. Yeah. And it gets me even before a big fight, that the anxiousness and all of that. On the weekend was a perfect example when Usman stepped up to Burns before the fight and they were just staring off.
The tension in that lounge room.
We were just
yeah, man, everyone's this is on, man.
Just,
because the best example I've always put is that one that I've said before is, the four corners, football, soccer, basketball on 3 different corners, and the last corner is, 2 guys punching on. Where's everyone going to look? You turn around and look at the fight, man. Because everyone wants to see the fight. It's the most entertaining thing, man. So, all I'm saying, look, that's why we do this show, and that's why we're out there.
And I'm a massive soccer fan. But right now, I cannot stand watching it. Unless it's Colo-Colo, I cannot watch it.
And so what I'm trying to say to you is, and that's why, no offense to all these other people, might think I'm arrogant, I'm being an asshole, but when you're like me, bro, and you dedicate your life and you break your bones and your body and you're struggling to pay your bills just because you want to fight so bad, and then you turn around and you see some egghead, like Ronaldo, who's on $4.8 gazillion and a half, you know what I mean? And I'm like, look, bro, you're good. He's really good, man. He's a talent, man. An amazing athlete. I've seen when he scored he scored a header once, and I was like, how the fuck do you jump that high? Yeah. Right? But no offense, bro. You just hit the ball off your head into a goal.
Takes
this
skill,
guy, All right, now bring that same skill, lock him in a cage.
Well, allow headbutts in the cage.
Okay, allow him. And you know what? Give him a baseball bat even. Let it make it even.
I reckon I saw on the Zone. I was watching Triple G with Ronaldo, and I think they were trying to do some like combos.
Yeah.
Like, Ronaldo just looked.
That's what I saw. And I know they're different sports, but I'm not.
Yeah.
But he's on $48.2 bazillion.
Yeah.
Like,
But then again, it's the popularity he has.
Yeah,
and
agreed,
and
that's
why
why it's marketing and that. But all I'm saying is, hey, but that's what I'm sick of. I'm sick of everyone going, it's the attention. Okay, soccer's got heaps of attention, but bro, MMA has heaps as well.
Yeah, well,
where there's this money, back to that point.
Yeah, where is the money? Because
give
someone
us.
like me, diehard, I even hate to call it soccer, but because I'm in Australia, I'm a diehard fucking football fan. Like, I love the game. I've travelled for it. I've been to the World Cup. I went to the Copa America. I went everywhere. You know, I spent literally my whole life savings to go watch Boca Juniors play against River Plate. Like, literally was like...
Didn't you take a cash loan to go to the World Cup?
Off air.
Yeah, off air. Off air. But that's how much you love it. All I'm trying to say is, like, and same with me, bro. I love fighting that much, bro, that I almost put myself into debt. I just want to fucking do it.
But
and that's
for me,
that's what I'm saying. The
for
passion.
me now is... I can't stand to watch the game because
you got tattoos, bro. You got tattoos of like man's inked on. The man's inked on. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like these boys. So what we're trying to say is he loves this shit. But bro, he's like FCC and MMA. So I don't know, man. Like I'm stuck. I don't know where to go. I love soccer, but man, look how fucking good this shit is.
Like honestly, like me, Juan, Vic. We on the Sunday we get around and
we're
like jumping around the couch, like losing it. We're like when Masvidal knocked out Ben Askren, I've never seen my house pop off the way it did that day. We had people like jumping around. Like, my dad was like in shock. Like, what the hell just happened?
I know what you're saying. I mean, like when Conor McGregor knocked out Jose Aldo, man. I remember just being like I just couldn't move. I was like, what the fuck? Like, bro, I actually got, like, I was more in shock that I got to see it. Yeah. I was like, man, live, I got to see him do that. Like, exactly. It's going to be in my head forever. Yeah,
for us, when we get to an older age and we tell our kids, we're going to be going back to those moments.
They're our Mike Tyson Holyfield moments. They're our Air Jordan moments. We've seen them. Yeah. We got to see them. Like, bro, I was there. Like, one day a kid's going to have a picture of Masvidal flying knee, Ben Askren in someone's house, and you're like, bro, I remember I've seen that fight. Yeah. And the kid's going to be like, what, that actually, like, what was a real fight? You know, like even like when Muhammad Ali standing there like listening.
Yeah, almost looks like it's fake.
Yeah, is that just a photo? Like, is it real? Yeah. Like, did it actually happen? But we're like, bro, are we seeing these things?
Like when our parents
these are our moments. That, and that's what I mean. That's what Megan Anderson's about to do. That's what, you know, Robert Whittaker done. That's what Martin Nguyen done. Martin Nguyen was the first ever double champ in, I think, in MMA history on like a major like organisation. Like he was the first ever to bring two weight classes together, and no one knows it. No one talks about it.
It's crazy.
It's sad, man.
MMA is still so young.
Yeah. So but you know what else? It's so young and it's so controlled.
Yeah.
They're the two things that are killing it.
Yeah. So hopefully, we, like, you know, in the future we see the change. You know, we see the fighters getting what they deserve. The obviously our local media here gives it the press it deserves, man. Because
but I think the Australian public they're scared. They're scared of fights, man. They are. They're fearful of it.
That's
a perception.
Australian culture in general, though, and on a lot of things, we are a very comfortable society. We are used to what we already have.
We're a nano state, bro. We're a nano state. People don't like fighting. They don't.
And like here, fighting has always been like attributed with, you know, your like
ferals and gangsters and tattoos and drugs.
Like even today, like tattoos are still looked down upon.
Yeah, that's right. If you got a tattoo on your neck, you're like, oh, you must be a bikie. And be like, no, I'm actually a lawyer. Oh.
Yeah.
You know, like my brother Diego, he's a great example of, you know, a guy who's got tattoos. You know what I mean? A guy who fights. A guy now who works in traffic control, but he's a lawyer. You know what I mean? We live in a culture where, like, you know, with the tattoos and stuff, people will just instantly assume you're a bad guy. Like me, so many people would like see me. Like here's a great example: Thomas More, my high school. They won't touch me and let me come there and talk to the kids because they're scared of perhaps my brother Sav and myself and what we might say because they want to keep their herd in a nice formation. They don't want someone coming in potentially saying something they don't want to hear. But you know what I mean? Like, that's why, honestly, I say to a lot of young kids, man, I'm like, look, man, like, I know education is education, man, but be very careful what you're taught and how you're taught it.
Yeah.
You know, because you got to learn to express yourself. We're all different, you know what I mean? Like, so maybe someone wants to be covered in tattoos and piercings. That doesn't make them a thug or a bad person.
Yeah.
That's just who they are. That's how they express themselves, you know? Like, your brother with his hair, he's pink, you know what I mean? And the way he dresses. I think it's strange. I think he's weird, but I love it at the same time. He's an individual. Same with, hey, shout out to my boy, and he was on the show last week, but Rick was too lazy to put it up. My boy Robbie, he was on the show. Another guest that we had on, Lee Jenkins. Great fucking work on the weekend. Won the Latino. What did they win? What did they win?
Semi-pros. Yeah, I think the semi-pro.
Something pathetic. I can't. Only joking, boys. But you know that they've done a great. Once again, I'm out there watching my boys.
Yeah.
They're in. I can't remember. They're in like a netted top with jewels on it, and I found it very strange. But at the same time, I'm going, well done. You worked hard. You got your results. And excellent, you know what I mean? So we're all different, you know. We shouldn't judge people by the way they act, dress, think. You know what I mean? We should just, you know, and that's one thing with Australian, you know, fighting is we've got to try and turn that curve, you know what I mean? And change it. You know, you look at guys like, you know, like look at some of the Australian, like Robbie Whittaker's and all that. They're good people. Robbie Whittaker's one of the best. Like, great family guy, man. Like, loves his family. He's I've got him on social media. I think he's a great person. But yeah, you know what I mean? Probably people think he's an idiot. But he's not. He's a very intelligent guy. But hey, that's what it is, and we'll dive more into it as we go on. That's why we're here to do this show once again, because we want to, you know, help people understand. And I guess we'll just wrap it up there. Really.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for tuning in.
Just quickly, I just want to shout out if anyone liked our new tabletop. It's actually made out of polar bear pubic hair. It's quite nice.
Tony had to rock Ric Flair for it.
That's it, bro. Woo! All right, see you later, guys. Just quick shout out to my guys, El Monte, getting on board for the podcast, giving me their latest threads, looking cool, looking fit, looking strong. So shout out to my guys at El Monte, guys. Jump onto Instagram, hit the link in the bio, man, and get yourself some cool threads. They've got shorts, t-shirts. They've also come out with a women's line, which I'll be putting up on my Instagram soon. So guys, well, I personally won't be wearing it. That's for Annalise. All right, so guys, jump on board and check out El Monte on social media and get yourself looking cool.